Welcome to the Foundry by Forge College. In today's explainer, Capstone build, complete Solana-powered payment solution, we are stepping right up to the inventor's workbench. So think of everything we've done so far as crafting these really beautiful individual gears. But today? Well, today is the day we finally assemble all of those separate parts into one master machine.
Okay, let's dive straight into this. Our ultimate goal today is to synthesize all our past work into a single demo-ready artifact for your capstone assessment. Just like this quote perfectly summarizes, we're building a fully working Solana Pay integration for a sample storefront, and we're supercharging it with shareable blink and action links. We're moving past just the theory here, right? This is going to be a tangible, clickable, perfectly functioning application.
To get there, we'll follow a pretty logical progression. First, the master blueprint. Second, the final assembly. Third, the test drive. And fourth, a rigorous final inspection.
So let's kick things off with Section 1, the master blueprint, where we're charting our integration journey.
Take a look at how this timeline really contextualizes our progress. Yesterday, we basically gathered all our parts and documented our plans. Today, we are deep in the thick of the actual build, literally snapping everything together into a complete Solana-powered payment solution. And tomorrow? Well, that's when we lock down and secure this whole machine with user authentication.
Now, the absolutely crucial point right now is making sure we actually have all our pieces accounted for. Think of this table as our bill of materials. Notice how every single gear has a specific purpose and a very specific home in our repository. You've got the client checkout UI living right in the checkout folder, the server endpoints handling the payload creation, they go straight in the server folder, our blink and action handlers are neatly tucked away into the blinks folder, and finally, our demo script, which is basically the choreography for our final presentation, sits right there in demo.md.
All right, moving on to Section 2, final assembly, putting all these pieces together. You know, this part is a lot like following the instruction manual for a really complex piece of flat-pack furniture, but honestly, way more fun. Step 1, we consolidate those scattered folders into one unified repository. Step 2, we securely set up our environment variables. That means making sure our RPC URLs and test keys are in place, but, and this is huge, without ever committing our private keys. Step 3, we wire the client checkout directly to our server's payload endpoint. And Step 4, we route our blink links so they can actually trigger the behaviors we want. So, what's the result of that whole assembly process? We go from a bunch of separated folders to a single, beautifully unified, small app. What you have now is a runnable storefront, seamlessly embedded with a Solana Pay checkout, just waiting for its very first customer. Which brings us to Section 3, the test drive. It's time to fire up the engine.
But hey, before we hit the gas, let's demystify some of the technical jargon that's actually powering this engine under the hood. When a buyer starts a checkout, our server creates a Solana Pay payload. Just think of this as the digital receipt that a cashier generates and hands over to you, waiting for your signature. That's really all it is.
But here's the catch. How do we know that you specifically paid for that exact receipt? Well, that's where the reference comes in. This is a highly unique tracking ID included directly in the transaction. It acts as our undeniable on-chain proof of purchase.
Meanwhile, we've got our blinks and action anglers doing their thing. Honestly, I like to think of these as magic portals. They take your standard, everyday web URLs and completely transform them into interactive, shareable, blockchain actions. They basically allow your users to skip the checkout line entirely and execute on-chain instructions instantly, right from inside their social feeds. Pretty cool, right?
So, to actually execute our test drive, we follow these 4 steps. 1, we start our server and client environment. 2, we simulate a purchase to generate that checkout payload we were just talking about. 3, we sign the transaction using an ephemeral test wallet. And let me repeat that, never ever use a real wallet containing real funds for a demo. And finally, 4, we exercise our blink link to ensure it triggers the expected on-chain state change.
Now, I have to ask the elephant in the room. What happens if this engine completely sputters while everyone is watching you? Look, live demos can make literally anyone sweat, and it is totally normal to panic a little bit if a command breaks or a transaction stalls while you have a live audience.
And that is exactly why we never do a live run without our debug report and our troubleshooting plan. Think of this documentation as your emergency duct tape. If a step fails, you don't freeze, you just check your notes, execute a quick mitigation, and smoothly keep the presentation moving. It completely turns a potential disaster into just a minor speed bump.
Next up is Section 4, Final Inspection, where we verify the checklist.
Our acceptance criteria basically act as a strict, must-pass inspection sheet. We absolutely need to see that the checkout executes cleanly on DevNet. We have to verify that custom Blink URLs actually trigger the correct behaviors. We must ensure the merchant can reproduce these transactions live. Every single item on our verification checklist needs to be green. And finally, that demo script must be clear, present, and easy to follow.
And this touches on a core engineering philosophy that you'll quickly learn across all Forge College learning programs. Making something work just once, honestly, that's just a neat trick. That's basic functionality. But a true professional engineering artifact demands total reproducibility. It means you can run the exact same flow multiple times and get observable, consistent results every single time without fail.
So how do we actually guarantee that reproducibility? Simple, by documenting everything. Documenting the exact commands, the required inputs, and the expected UI states in a demo.md file is what separates a chaotic, stressful presentation from a flawless professional showcase. It literally takes all that implicit knowledge floating around in your head and forces it into explicit, foolproof steps. And you want to know the best part? Completing this Capstone artifact perfectly prepares you for our very next challenge. Because once you have this incredible, functioning payment machine up and running, you're obviously going to want to know how to add secure API authentication to it, which is exactly what we're going to tackle next.
So, I'll leave you with this question to chew on. If your checklist is green and your engine is purring perfectly, are you ready to tag that branch Capstone ready and show the world your new invention? Take a deep breath and celebrate what you've built today. To dive deeper into this subject and keep exploring the incredible world of Web3, make sure to visit forge.college. Keep building, keep experimenting, and we'll see you in the next Explainer by Forge College.